Hey y'all, hi. I am here today to calmly, sedately, dare I say demurely, share with you my actual most used beauty products of the year. Makeup, skincare, body care, scent, everything I could think of. I'm Hannah, subscribe. I'll link my book. I'm a published poet. Maybe your New Year's resolution is that you read a book of poetry. And let's get into the meat of the video. I'm feeling kind of excited but calm today. I'm subdued. Joe and I were on the struggle bus this morning when we recorded the podcast, our podcast for Patreon. We have like a podcast on Patreon and it was a rough one today. So that has subdued me. But I'm also really excited about the subject matter of this. So I feel like this is going to be a good video for those of you who like to fall asleep in the evenings to the dulcet tones of my voice. This one is for you, my friends. Okay, so we're going in order. This is also for you. I'm actually very pleased with myself about how I've organized this. We're going in order of like getting ready in the morning, going through the entire day. So like starting in the morning with a morning shower. I usually take a shower in the morning. I don't actually wash my face with product in the morning. I just use water to rinse the skincare that was on my face overnight. It's usually still like present on my skin. And so the water emulsifies it and almost turns it into like a gentle lotiony face wash with which I am like rinsing my face in the morning. And I don't want to then add soap to that because why? But we can talk about body wash. And actually I have a lot. It was shockingly hard to narrow it down. Like I haven't really until this moment thought of myself as very passionate about body wash or of having like deep and wide knowledge about body wash. Body wash, I had to like break it into multiple. There are like 10. So let's move through them quickly. So best smelling is a separate category because by far the most addictive, cathartic scent of the year for me in body soap was the Keso Forest body wash from Element Brooklyn. Element is a brand that makes refills, like pouch refill soap for your fancy soap dispensers. And they make scents that are inspired by really expensive, really high-end, like successful, iconic scents. The Keso Forest body wash is inspired by the Hinoki body wash from Le Labo, which is like historically one of my guilty pleasures. I love that scent, but it's not an exact dupe. It is addictive and delicious in the way that Hinoki by Le Labo is, but it is also slightly its own creature. And I think I actually might like it better. It's almost like a little bit less astringent and a little bit cozier, a little bit more like it becomes one with the body and the home. I love that Keso Forest body wash. I don't have it anymore. I used this up like way earlier in the year, but just talking about it is making me want to get it again. However, the Element Brooklyn body wash didn't exactly blow me away with its like skin soothing properties because I tested a lot of body washes this year that specifically are doing things for the skin on your body. Like they are really high-end skincare for the body in a body soap. And I notice a difference like in my chest and back when I'm using just like a regular soap that has a nice scent. Sometimes, I don't know, my chest and back tends to get maybe like a little bit bumpy. And then when I switch to one of these body washes that's like purporting to be full of really amazing ingredients and be really, really good for your skin, my chest and back will get smooth. The one that I really noticed the difference with this year was the Iota Oishi Berry body wash. And the thing is, I don't really like the scent. I've tried a couple of scents from Iota and I've never loved a scent, right? They're okay, but I've found that they're either quite basic feeling or a little bit weird. And there's something about the Oishi, it smells kind of like a freeze-dried strawberry, emphasis on the freeze-dried, and it's just a little musky, but not in the way that I usually love. But it hasn't kept me from using it because I do feel like it is really, really, really good for my skin. And it's supposed to be brightening and clarifying, I think, and it really has helped with the skin on my chest and my back. So I had to mention that because if you use a body wash and it makes like a noticeable difference in the texture of your skin and you're a beauty influencer, like you have to report back about it. And when I look back over the course of the whole year, that one does stand out because of the dramatic difference that I saw. Honorable mentions to the Soft Services Comfort Cleanse, which is just so soothing to dry skin. A really good, luxurious, unintrusive standby. It is unscented. And so that's part of why I wanted to mention it, because I know that for some people that's really important. For me, I don't know, like the Element Brooklyn, the scents have my heart when it comes to cleansing my body. And so the Comfort Cleanse, it's a truly extraordinary product in its genre. And it just can't beat out these other ones because of being unscented, but that is specific to me. So honorable mention. I also tried this year the OC Malibu cleanser, which I felt was very soothing to my skin as well. Not quite the same level of real like brightening and smoothing, like rejuvenating of the skin on my chest and back as I saw from Iota. It's a little bit more of a softball in that way, but very moisturizing for my skin. And the OC Malibu scent, like that sort of sugared citrus scent, is one of the best out there. Like it is one of the best scents in body care right now, I feel. So it kind of has both. It's one of the best in body care, but to me personally, not as good as the Hinoki. So the OC Malibu potentially is like the happy medium between all of them. It's got a really lovely addictive scent. It's good for the skin, moisturizing. It's lovely. It checks all of the boxes. It just isn't in the top category in any of the boxes. And I used it up and I really liked it, but I personally was not then compelled to buy it again. Whereas I am compelled to buy the Kiso Forest body wash again. And if I really felt like my skin was on the struggle bus, the skin on my body, I could see myself making a purchase from Iota and just dealing with the fact that the scents don't feel as elevated as the scents from some of the other companies that I've tried this year. Okay. Joe's favorite body wash I also have to mention because he has strong feelings and he has tried them all as well, right? He has tried all of these body washes as well. And none of them have replaced for him the Necessaire body wash. He loves the Necessaire body wash, especially in the Santal scent, so much that he went and bought it for us. Like he placed an order from Necessaire, even though our shower is full of body washes that have come in PR. Joe was like, I'm tired of just having to settle for whatever random body wash has come in PR. I want the one that I like the most, and it's the one from Necessaire, and I'm going to buy it. And he did that. I had to mention that as well. Okay, body wash was such an intense category. It's not going to be like that the whole time. So we showered. It's the morning. We showered. We used our body wash. We smell good. We feel good. And now it is time to put on deodorant. And I have a standout favorite in deodorant this year, but some extra interesting intel that I have not yet passed along. So the deodorant for which I have fallen this year is the Fleur Vanilla Skin Deodorant. For me, because I don't use an antiperspirant, I need a deodorant that has like acids in it to neutralize bacteria in the underarms. And the Necessaire deodorant does that. I've come across a couple others over the years that do that. But again, all of them with more basic, maybe earthy scent profiles. The Fleur deodorant that they released this year, Vanilla Skin, it's the Vanilla Skin scent, right? It's that like viral, almost like slightly cotton candy, but slightly elevated, warm, cozy gourmand scent. And it's a little intense, I think, for a perfume for me. I feel like my armpits smell like cotton candy when I put it on, but nobody else has observed me smelling like cotton candy. And I've asked around, right? So I'm not going out there smelling like cotton candy. It's the ideal scent for a deodorant for me because it meshes well with everything else that I might layer on top of it. And I like the smell of it. And the Vanilla Skin deodorant from Fleur, whatever they're putting into it, does enough in terms of acids like AHAs to neutralize body odor on me. However, Fleur released their deodorant in one of their other most viral scents, which is Father Figure. It's their fig scent, a little fresher. I got it because I was like, I love the other one and it would be nice to have some variety. I'm going to mix it up. I like fig as a scent. I was worried that I would start getting tired of like the cloying cotton candy vanilla of Vanilla Skin. I do like the scent of Father Figure in a deodorant, but it doesn't neutralize my body odor. Like it's weird. When I use Father Figure, ostensibly the same deodorant, but just with a different scent, I smell like sweat. Like I smell my sweat halfway through the day. And that doesn't happen with Vanilla Skin. So I had to share that with you as part of this. Vanilla Skin is it. It's not all Fleur deodorants. It's just Vanilla Skin. That is my top pick for the year. Okay, we're showered. We're deodorized if we've used Vanilla Skin. And sometimes, depending on the day, I will then just go straight to all of my skincare. But if I have enough time, and I try to make time a couple times a week, I will use the Amiro LED mask. Amiro is sponsoring this video today. I actually proposed this video as one for them to sponsor because this is definitely my LED mask of choice. And it is largely because the mask is so comfortable to wear. It has this goggle design to protect the eyes. It also keeps pressure off of the nose bridge. So the whole thing kind of just wraps around your head and floats off of your face. The design works really well. I've tried those heavy silicone ones that flop around. They're impossible. You have to just lie flat on your back while you use them, and I cannot. With this, you can actually move around, complete tasks, watch stuff, and it has a remote so it doesn't have to stay plugged in while you're using it. I am so excited that LED masks are becoming more prevalent because, as many of you know, because I've talked about it a lot, there was a time in my past when LED therapy was the only thing that helped with my vicious acne. Back when I was in my 20s, you had to go to a spa for LED therapy, and it was expensive, and it was actually kind of hard to find, but oh my gosh, it halted my acne when nothing else would. It was amazing. So I've been a devotee for a long time. There are a lot of brands making LED masks now. What makes Amiro special is partly the lightweight design, because that makes a huge difference for you. It means I actually use it, but also the price point. Like, I can't stress it enough. It's the best I've seen. And it's just a remarkable aesthetics technology for tissue repair. I saw amazing results with wound healing when my skin was at its worst. I'm seeing glowiness and reduced redness now with regular use of the Amiro mask. I love that it's not a huge time commitment. You only have to use it a couple of times a week for it to work. I also like the presets on this mask in particular and the fact that it uses combined light therapy with 5 different types of light instead of just one wavelength at a time. There are 3 built-in modes. There's firm mode, glow mode, and purify mode. Each mode is only 5 minutes, and each one uses a unique combination of the different wavelengths. You can use multiple modes per session if you have time, like that's totally fine, but I've seen results with just quick 5-minute sessions. It also has great battery life. One charge lasts for 7 uses. It's portable. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's easy to actually use, which makes a big difference to me. I know I keep saying that, but it's real. And the price. In some spas, you would pay more for just one LED therapy facial than it costs to buy this entire mask, own it, and have permanent, infinite access to the technology. You can get $90 off of the price with my code HLP90, which brings the price down, I think, well under $200. Amiro also gave me a separate discount code for their Hydro Glow Booster. So I'll link that. It's a smaller device that combines red light therapy with microcurrent. This is what it looks like. I just got this. I've only used it once. It was intuitive, which I would expect from Amiro, but I'm looking forward to using it more in the new year. It's for lifting and depuffing in a quick 5-minute session. It's kind of like a jade roller combined with a microcurrent device. And the code for this one is HLP50. So I'll put all of that information in the description box below. So if I'm using the Amiro mask on any given morning, I'll put on a little bit of a serum first, just so my skin isn't like completely dry for the 5 minutes that I'm using the mask. This is another category of beauty product that I've gotten a chance to try a lot of. Like, the brands are just making serums. They are making serums out there here in the 21st century. I thought it would be hard to narrow it down, actually. It's a little overwhelming to pick like serums from serums. But when I really thought about it, it was like no contest. Absolutely no contest. There is one that a brand sent me. I love using it the way that you love a drink that you really love to drink. Not an alcoholic drink, but like a moisturizer, like a thirst quenching drink. If there's like one flavor of Gatorade that you really love and you're like, I effing love this one, and you just never question it and you want to drink it all the time every time you're thirsty. That's kind of how I feel about this in the world of serums. It's the youth to the people skin drip. It's just perfect. It's milky. It's not too thin, not too thick. It soaks in just the right amount. It leaves just the right amount left on the skin. It smells good, not too sweet, not too weird, a little bit herbal. It feels like it has a lot of good ingredients and no garbage in it. It doesn't end up making my skin silicone-y. I use it. I want to always use it. As soon as I wash my face, I always want it to be the first thing that goes on my skin. I just love it. And this isn't like a high-tech answer. I'm not over here being like, I have made a spreadsheet and checked all of the like ingredients and all of the claims, and I have cross-referenced them with the prices, and I have narrowed it down to like the number one best serum on the market. It's not like that. I'm just saying I'm trying serums here, serums there, serums up, down, all around town and everywhere all year long. And this one emerged as the most desirable for me to use. I just love to use it. So much so that I ran out this week, and I immediately was like, I'm going to buy this again. I'm going to buy this for myself. They sent me 2 bottles in PR this year. The second bottle just happened to arrive right when I was running out of the first one. So I didn't realize until this week that it's not just like a devotion of the heart. It's like a devotion of action. I am going to buy it because I don't want to be without it. So I had to put it on this list. But I do have a second daytime moisturizer to put on this list because it's something that I feel is truly standout. It's second on the list because I think of it as a secondary, like a next step product. So with the Superfood Skin Drip, that's like the first moisturizer to go on my face when I've dried my face after I have stepped out of the shower in the morning. It's like that's going straight on, and it's the perfect first step. This other product, the Road Glazing Milk, I think of it as more of a skin prep step for makeup, honestly, or just to make my skin look incredibly glassy. You know, the glass skin effect the brands are all talking about. Use our product for the glass skin effect. That's fine. And when a brand is claiming that, usually the product does something kind of like that. But when I tell you that nothing that I have ever tried has ever truly made me feel like, oh, there she is. Like there is the glass skin of which they all speak. Nothing has made me feel like that consistently and reliably and almost to a fault in the way that the Road Glazing Skin Milk does. And when I say almost to a fault, I mean sometimes I don't use it because I'm like, that's going to make me too glassy today. Like I do not want to be a shining sheet of glass today for some reason. Like if I'm planning to use other products that are more emollient, or, you know, like I'm testing a skin tint that's kind of lotiony, and I feel like it would be too much if my skin was so glowy to begin with. It's just, it makes you so glowy. And I think it does have good ingredients. I just don't think of it as a first step. Like the Youth to the People Skin Drip, that's all about nourishing the skin immediately once it's clean. And the Road Glazing Milk is a little more about packing in the moisture in a way that also adds that sort of glaze of glassy sheen that contributes not just to the way my skin feels, but to the way it looks. It is an extraordinary product. Also a milky essence. So the Element Brooklyn Keso Forest Body Wash, I bought that. I've never received PR from Element Brooklyn. I don't think they know I exist. All of the other body washes except the Necessaire were PR. Fleur Vanilla Skin, bought it myself. Youth to the People Skin Drip was PR both times, but I'm going to buy it myself. Road Glazing Milk, bought it myself. I've never gotten PR from Road either. Haley does not know I exist either. Wow, so far, with the exception of the body wash category, most of this is stuff I bought myself. Isn't that interesting? I'm out here getting PR all the time and testing all these products, and my favorites are the ones I bought myself, at least so far. Really, really tells you something. So after that, sunscreen, SPF, and there is just one that I ended the year with total devotion to. It's the Elta MD Green Sunscreen. So the Elta MD sunscreen, which is a cult classic, people love it. Right? People love it. They came out with a green version, and I think I would have liked the other version just fine, but the green one really has my heart. I've purchased it. Don't like that. I accidentally answered the phone and said, don't like that. I was trying to hang up. And I don't know who it was. I hope it was spam. Don't call me while I'm filming Best of Beauty, okay? All right. It's just perfect, right? It's a lovely skin nourishing, skincare feeling mineral sunscreen that has a very slight green tint to neutralize redness. It truly feels like skincare. It feels so good on the skin. And that is what I require for me to be willing to put sunscreen on my face. And I've worn sunscreen more consistently this year than I have over the past several years. And it's because I love this sunscreen. And I bought it for myself, not once, but twice. Okay. After, this is what I usually do, right? a serum-y moisturizer that I will pack a lot of like the Road Glazing Milk on, enough so that it builds up enough to be like a pretty hefty presence on my skin. And then the SPF that I'm using is pretty moisturizing as well. And for dry skin, I feel like I don't really need more than that, especially if I then go on to use a primer like the one that I've been using, which is the Jillian Dempsey Mixturizer. It's like a priming moisturizer. So usually in the mornings, I'm prepping my skin with thin layers of pretty hefty, sturdy moisturizer. And all of those layers are kind of thin. The products are all pretty liquidy and serum-y, you know, and packing them all into my skin, letting them soak in. It builds enough of a barrier for me to get through the day without feeling like my skin is dry. But it does that without me having to pack anything too thick and goopy onto my skin, anything that would make it hard for me to apply makeup on top of it, for example. So that is really the strategy that I've been using in the mornings. The Jillian Dempsey Mixturizer, it seems pretty basic, but it's just that perfect balance of moisturizing and priming, skin-like. It's not too matte, it's not too glossy. If my skin's really shiny from my skincare, it'll mattify it a little. If my skin's feeling really dry, it'll moisturize it a little. It's always kind of meeting me halfway, and I appreciate that. And you know, it's designed by a makeup artist. It's designed to prep the skin in like a creamy, moisturizing way. But again, it will give me that like slightly mattified canvas, which I really value these days. If my skin's feeling like drenched from skincare, I need just a slightly mattified canvas, but without drying it out. So I haven't done like a survey of primers this year, right? I largely fell for the Jillian Dempsey Mixturizer and used it almost every time I got ready because it came in PR. It was what I had, and it was like the best of what I had this year. So just know that about this category specifically. There might be better things out there. I'm not really a primer expert right now, but I do really, really like the Mixturizer. Color corrector, y'all. An upset, a dark horse. Historically, my favorite color corrector, green color corrector that I ever had. Say it with me. It was the Exa green color corrector. And maybe I should get it again and see if I would fall back in love with it. But the last time I used it up, I somehow ended up getting the Givenchy one instead. I think it was because I was at a Sephora and Exa is from Credo. And the only green color corrector they had at Sephora that really, I knew that I could depend on, because I had used it a long time ago, but I'd used it before, is the one from Givenchy. It's really pale, and I think it is really just for the very pale. Like I think it would probably leave a white cast on a lot of people. It's perfect for me because I'm very pale. It's really green, really skincare-y, like beautiful, soft, plump finish. I love the finish. And I think that that's what sold me on it this year. The Exa one leaves a more mattified finish. It's got some clay in it. I like the Givenchy the best right now because of that beautiful moisturizing. My skin really feels plump. I think it's less versatile and would work for fewer people, right? So that's the caveat. But for me, I was so happy with that one from Givenchy. And when it ran out, I was like, I make beauty videos on YouTube. I should probably diversify. So I got a different one. I got the one from Tarte, and I really regret it. It's like too thick, too green, and doesn't have that skincare finish. And I missed the one from Givenchy, and I realized that I would buy it again, which is shocking. Okay, let's talk about brows, because that's usually what I do, right? I usually prep my skin, including like green color corrector, because to me, that's sort of skincare. It's like neutralizing the redness, getting my skin to the most neutral and makeup ready place possible. And then I let it sit and sort of calm down from having all of that stuff rubbed into it while I do my brows. So I have been using the Make Beauty brow gels. They sent me both the pigmented one, which is kind of fiber building. It has that sort of raspy quality where it builds color and texture into the brows. And they sent me the clear one. The fiber building one, the one with color in it, is my favorite fiber building brow gel of the year. I really, really, really like it. It's just perfectly balanced. It's easy to use. It does its job. It looks really natural, but it's not intense. It doesn't get out of control. It's just lovely. It's in a very luxurious component. I really, really like that one from Make. The clear brow gel from Make is a little wet. Like it stays wet for kind of a long time. And so it gives my brows time to fall back down. Like I brush them up into shape, and before it sets, they fall back down. And I have to kind of go in, the timing's a little bit dicey. I have to go in with a spoolie on a pencil and push them back up into shape right at that moment when they're starting to dry. And it's just kind of high maintenance. And there's a lot, it's like wet and kind of goopy. There's a lot of it. I haven't really fallen for it in the same way, but the fiber building one, the pigmented one, is so good from Make. So for clear, I think it's still the Refi. Isn't that wild? I had it for a while this year and I used it up, and I've been trying a couple of other ones just from brands that have sent them to me. I think I'm going to buy the Refi brow gel again because it has that structure, almost that pomade-like structure that causes it to really hold the brows up and hold them in place while it sets. But then it does set down to a very sturdy and stable hold all day long. It's been my favorite for years. The Refi Brow Gel, still the leader in its category. Okay, brow pencil. So I usually put something in my brows to hold them into shape, and then once the shape is set, I go in with a pencil if I need to and fill them in a little bit. I dye my brows every couple of weeks, and I use, what is it called? The Godfrey dye kit. Like hair, it might even be just like a beard tinting, like a beard spot tinting kit. It's the Godfrey tint kit. I'll link it. I'll link what I use to dye my brows in the description box below. So sometimes I don't use a pencil if they're pretty dark. But I usually go in and do a little bit of shaping. I have two favorite brow pencils from the year, both of which I really like. Like I use them kind of interchangeably. So the one from Merit, I mean, I was on a journey with it, okay? Because it is actually extraordinary. It is so natural looking. It's so effective. The color is amazing. I think black brown is the color that I use. It's so thin. The little tip of it's so thin. It somehow fills in the brows effortlessly while also making the strokes look hair-like. It's just, it almost feels like a work of magic, the Merit brow pencil. But for one fatal flaw, which is that I don't use a brow pencil every day, as I've shared. And I don't go that hard with it, right? Because I'm often just filling in the spots around where my brow dye is like doing its work. I, even under those circumstances, can usually only make the Merit brow pencil last like 2 weeks. The first time I used it, I was flabbergasted. I was using it for 2 weeks. I got to the end of it. I'd used it up and I was like, it's only been 2 weeks. I was like, was mine defective? Did it fall out? Like, did it break off and fall out and I didn't notice? Like, did something go wrong? Started talking about it on YouTube and everyone in the comments was like, oh yeah, it's a gel. They are calling it a gel pencil. Whatever it is about the texture, it goes so fast. You're using like a tenth of it every time you do your brows. You're using like a tenth of what is in there and it's like $24 or something. It was absolutely wild. There was one time I bought it for myself because I was feeling sorry for myself and I was in a Sephora. So I was like, here's a special treat for you, Hannah. But under most circumstances, I would not do that. So the other one that really surprised me this year, the $1 Billion brow pencil in the shade Raven. It's just a very beautiful, soft black. A serviceable brow pencil, sturdy, easy to use, micro pencil. I just love that color. Beautiful, soft, cool toned black. Really, really perfect for the ashy brows that I like to have. And that one lasts a really long time, like a normal brow pencil. And that's one that I would buy again if I needed one. Eye makeup. So we're moving on to eye makeup because if I'm going to do eye makeup, I'll often do it before I put anything else onto my complexion because if there's fallout or if I need to clean up under my eyes or something. So I've been wearing a little bit of eye makeup more lately. I've been enjoying that sort of light watercolory aging Italian movie star, like the aging Italian movie star light. A little smudgy, a little sultry, messy, didn't try too hard, asymmetrical, natural kohl, like a little bit of sooty kohl on the lash line. And for that, I have been using the Dior Backstage palette in 02, which I think is called Smoke Show or something like that. That Dior eyeshadow palette, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. I love the bronze in the middle. I love the satiny black and the black with shimmer in it. It's effortless. I can use it with my fingers if I have to. It provides just that level of didn't try too hard eye definition for the modern 40-year-old woman, which is what I am. I just feel like it's very appropriate to like my lifestyle and the kind of makeup that I want to be wearing. I feel like it enables me to put on an effective eye look that looks and feels like I didn't try too hard. And I'm really into that right now. So I love that. I feel the same way about the Armani eye tint. I have this Armani eye tint. I keep forgetting. Jillian Dempsey moisturizer came in PR. Givenchy green color corrector, I bought it. The Make brow gel came in PR. The Refi brow gel, I bought it. Merit brow pencil, I've bought it and it has also come in PR. Both. The $1 Billion brows pencil came in PR. Dior palette, I bought it. Okay, Armani eye tint came in PR. Wow, it's off and on. It's flippy floppy. It's back and forth. I'm really struggling today. Clearly, some things I bought, some things came in PR, but I think it's going to be a majority of things that I actually bought. It's so interesting. So the Armani eye tint came in PR a year ago. It's a very cool toned bronze. It's a liquid, but it's pretty easy to blend out and doesn't dry down too fast. It's kind of moussey and it gives that watercolory quality. Many days I am to be found here putting on a quick makeup look that consists of a layer of the Armani eye tint, like a wash of it on my lids, kind of as a primer, and then going back in to add some definition and excitement with the Dior palette. I often am using them in tandem, and I just feel like they sort of offer the same thing and are leaning into the same look and also the same way of interacting with eye makeup. So I really like that. And then I sometimes reach for a sheer sparkly topper to put all over my lids. And it will come from a lot of different places. Like lately I've been reaching mostly for the Fenty Diamond Balm, which is supposed to be a highlighter. For that, I often reach for my Pat McGrath palette. For that, like the two Pat McGrath palettes I have, they both have in them shadows that work for that, right? So I don't know if I really have one. I have an approach now to eye makeup that's like many things can work for the same purpose. Right? So the sheer sparkly topper is like my favorite of the year. And there isn't one specifically that's like giving it to me in a way that others aren't. Although maybe Fenty Diamond Balm. I really do love the Fenty Diamond Balm on the eyes. So I had to mention that because it's like the thing I've used the most when it comes to making creative eye looks this year. But I don't feel passionate enough about one particular one for it to really make it onto the list. I hope that makes sense. Let's talk about mascara, a realm in which I do feel passionate about too. I'm here to tell you at the end of 2025 that the Kulfi mascara, which my friend Elle recommended, Elle Essentially on Instagram. I'm going to link Elle. I mean, I know I've talked about her before, but she's such a beautiful makeup creator to follow on Instagram. The Kulfi mascara does it all. It's fluffy, it builds length, it comes off easily because I think it's tubing, but it doesn't behave like a tubing mascara. It's the fluffy lash for which I long these days, and it is so effortless and perfect, and I absolutely love it. It's what I'm wearing today. I didn't even work that hard today. I just was like, this is what it ended up looking like. But I've been using it mostly in tandem with my other favorite from the year for lashes, which is the 1999 Brow and Lash Mascara in the shade Taupe. You already know, because I've talked about this. At least if you've been watching the scattered makeup tutorials that I have done. It is a really tiny lightweight wand, a very moussey, pale formula, and it's designed to give an extremely natural just tint effect. And that little teeny tiny wand is almost like a pipe cleaner, like a tiny pipe cleaner. It takes any mascara and turns it into the most natural, fluffy looking lash, especially when I'm applying it and mixing it a little bit with the taupe. So I've often been putting on a little of the Kulfi because it's so powerful and then going immediately in with that tiny pipe cleaner brush from the 1999 Taupe Brow and Lash Mascara and sweeping the Kulfi mascara through my lashes and making them really extra fluffy and raspy in addition to the darkening and the lengthening that they're getting from the Kulfi formula. That's what I've been doing every time I put on mascara lately. And then sometimes I just use the taupe one when I want my lashes to be a bit defined, but to truly look like I don't have mascara on. That taupe mascara really just makes it look like my lashes are a little bit naturally darker than they actually are. That's all that it does. And I love that. I love it. All right, it's time to talk about complexion, another realm in which I try so many products and have had so many decent experiences this year, right? So many decent products, which you would think would be overwhelming, but I just immediately knew what the best ones are this year. It's so easy for me because the best are really, really the best. Salt New York Sneaky Balm. I have had a resurgence of passion for it. And what blows me away about it is the finish is so beautiful. It does feel, and this is a little bit dangerous, right? Because what I want to say that it feels like you're painting on nicer skin than you have. And that is the thing that really knocked my socks off about balm foundations when they first took off and when I first tried the Salt New York Sneaky Balm. It's like the quality of the surface of the skin is more beautiful than my skin actually is. But again, it's like dangerous to think that way because it's like the fantasy of makeup that you can paint on better skin. It's not actually like that. It's just the best way that I can describe what's so good about Sneaky Balm, like why it's so good. I am in awe every time I use it. And now that there is a very, very pale olive shade N13, that's such a good match for me. It's like addictive to use, you know? So I really, really love that product. I feel like it is slightly on the emollient side, which is good for the winter. The other single product for all over the face that's not concealer, which we'll get to in a second, that I really have depended on a lot this year is the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. And I did a whole review of this, I think. Yeah, I did a review of the the concealer pencil, which I did not like, and the skin tint, which I really, really did like. So I'll try to remember to link that. The skin tint, the Lisa Eldridge skin tint is much more matte in its finish than the Salt New York Sneaky Balm. So I tend to kind of alternate between the two of them depending on what I want. And it also depends on my skin prep, right? So if I prepped my skin and it's really emollient, like dripping with moisturizer, really, really glossy, I'll often go to the Lisa Eldridge skin tint to counteract that and to sort of give me that nice wash of coverage, bring my face skin closer to the skin on the rest of my body. They have that, again, like a nice pale olive, although the Lisa Eldridge one isn't quite as light as N13 from Salt New York. So I'll often mix them together, actually. But if my skin's feeling pretty dry, which it has been a lot lately, I'll often just go straight in with the Salt New York Sneaky Balm and like do that one buffed in layer all over my face. With the Lisa Eldridge, it is beautiful. Again, I'll link that review. For years, I thought I would never meet a skin tint that I liked, right? I thought I would never meet a skin tint that I liked because it's just like, I didn't want tint, right? I wanted pigment and I just wanted to be able to sheer that pigment out. But that's what it's like to use the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. It feels like it's very, very pigmented, but you're shearing it out and then it leaves behind a very soft, visually soft and tactily soft finish that I appreciate. Okay, concealer, there's just one. It's the Refi concealer. There's just something about the finish. It's kind of serum-y, so if you put on a little bit and thin it way out, it's almost like a skin tint. It almost acts like a skin tint in a little bottle, but it's pigmented enough that it can quickly become thicker than that, like quickly provide more coverage than that, as a concealer I think should. Like you should be able to do that with a concealer. Just the finish is like spangly, but not sparkly, ethereal. I feel like it gives that sort of ethereal glow to the skin. It looks like there is something in it that's a bit wet look, but it doesn't look, again, glittery or shiny or sparkly at all. It just looks like really healthy, ineffable. It's just ineffable quality of really healthy skin that I feel like we're getting both from Salt New York Sneaky Balm and from the Refi concealer, but in slightly different ways. And I've talked about this a number of times on YouTube. I even did a dedicated review of only that product. And some of you have commented over the course of the year, you've commented like, I finally got the Refi concealer and I know exactly, and now I see what you're talking about and you're right. It's not just me, okay? It's very special. It's like I've never seen anything like it quite in complexion. And I've learned this year that the lightest shade, which is 1, is really, really light and bright. For me, it's useful, but I like having both 1 and 3, which is like their super neutral, almost like gray toned pale shade. It's a tiny bit too dark for me to just use it all over my face, but when I mix the two, it's perfect. The Refi concealer I've always bought myself, never received in PR. The Lisa Eldridge skin tint I also bought myself, and the Salt New York Sneaky Balm was PR. $19.99 brow and lash and taupe, bought myself. Kulfi mascara was PR. Okay, powder. NARS has been sending me PR, and for me with powder, it's like I just need one that works. And so if I get one and it works, I just keep using it. And so the NARS translucent powder, I've just been using that. If I need to mattify or set a little, sometimes I'll use the Salt New York Sneaky Balm and then just puff a little bit of that NARS like translucent crystal powder onto my face just to kind of make it tone down, just to mattify it a little bit, like right around here. Sometimes I'll do that. So I really like that basic NARS powder. It's extremely lightweight. It feels like almost nothing. It's like a hard packed powder that feels like almost nothing. I like that. For a powder with a little more coverage, the NARS powder in Cliff, it's like a powder foundation. It's not a powder foundation, but it's like a very pigmented setting powder that does add some color and coverage. And I actually bought that myself a really long time ago. Like I've had that NARS powder in Cliff for a really long time, and I find it incredibly useful. NARS formulas are great. It's just their color cosmetics, the shades, disaster. Although I think there is one in here that's a favorite of the year. So most of the shades disaster. But those basics from NARS, those like basic complexion products, those standby products, they're almost always impeccable. And those are just the powders that I happen to be using this year. Quick mention of brushes. I get a lot of brushes in PR. I always go back to the ones from yearrrrr. To me, they're just flawless. They always do exactly what I want them to do. They're beautiful. They have such intuitive shapes. I'm just a huge fan of Rephr. I receive a lot of Rephr brushes in PR, a lot of brushes in PR. I can tell you though, if my brush collection disappeared tomorrow and I had to buy makeup brushes for myself to replace the whole collection, I would just go straight to Rephr and just get a handful of them from there without hesitating. So far and away, that is the brush brand of the year again for me. Let us talk about color cosmetics. Let us talk about one's cheeks. You know it has to be my own collaboration with Salt New York, right? Absolutely my favorites of the year, my most used cheek products of the year. Since I started getting the prototypes from Kiki months ago, I haven't touched another blush or highlight. I mean, it both makes sense and is kind of shocking, right? Given that I have a lot, I receive a lot in PR, I really love variety, and I really love makeup. It's just that there are 12 colors. Well, there are 12 products. There are 9 colors, and then there's the one highlight that I mostly stick to, which is Nimue. That's a lot of variety in and of itself, right? So it's given me everything. The collaboration has given me everything that I want for my cheeks and lips pretty much, and also kind of for some gloss on the eyes. Like, I will often just put a little Nimue on the brow bone and call it a day, or a really thin layer of Nimue all over the lids and call it a day. I am so devoted to those products. And I had the wildest experience the other evening. I almost never, if ever, that I can think of, like, go back and watch my old YouTube videos. It's just embarrassing, even from like a year ago. Like, it's even from like 2 weeks ago. It's embarrassing, makes me feel weird. I can't like dwell in that headspace if I'm going to continue producing content moving forward. I have to just keep swimming, right? I have to just go forward and not think too hard about what it is that I'm leaving in my wake. So I never, ever do this. But I was on YouTube late one night. I was working on a thumbnail for a video or something. And YouTube suggested one of my own videos to me. It suggested my birth story video. I posted this video. It's a get ready with me where I'm telling the story of giving birth, like my labor and delivery. I'll link it in case you haven't seen it. It's kind of a gas. I posted about a year ago, maybe a little longer, year and a half. And I get to the end. I clicked on it just to watch like a few minutes. I was feeling sentimental. I didn't watch the whole thing. I went to the end and I watched the part where I talk about right at the end, right? Just when the baby gets to the outside. And it's the end. So I was putting on blush and I was putting on this like pink. But I was watching myself and I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you putting on your cheeks? It's atrocious. It's like this raspberry colored blush that I eventually realized was too bright and like toned down with concealer. But to think that only a year and a half ago, I thought that I even thought vaguely that might be remotely appropriate of a color for me. To think that recently I was like, oh yeah, this blush was fine. Like, I can make this work. How things have changed, my friends. In designing my own colors, learning to understand pigment and understand color, and really putting my mind to the project of understanding saturation and desaturation and dreaming up and working towards, like grittily working towards colors that actually provide that sensual depth in the cheeks, but without being super saturated with color. Really, really working on it and getting into it. It has changed my brain when it comes to the way that I look at color in makeup. And I was already sick of it. I was already tired of how bright and saturated everything is, right? But now I looked back at that and I was like, I was appalled. I was appalled. And it's funny, sometimes I'm so used to the desaturated soft browns in my Salt New York collaboration that now that I've been using them for months on end without anything else, sometimes I open them up and I'm like, should we have gone more gray? Should we have made it more gray? Should we have reduced the saturation? Is this too pink? I'm like, is Old Gum too pink? Is Waxwing like too purple? Like, sometimes I have lost perspective completely. And then I was looking at that. I watched myself put that raspberry blush on. I was like, oh my God, no, like Old Gum is perfect. Waxwing is perfect. Like, they are absolutely perfect. They still have color, right? They still have beautiful color. They're so appropriately desaturated and so deliciously, sensually mixed with gray. I love them so much. And I guess when I'm trying to say that I'm proud of myself, like looking back at what it is I used to wear not that long ago, I'm proud of myself for these colors and I'm proud of Kiki. We really did it. And they're my favorite products of the year, partly because I designed them myself, but what I should say is they are my most used blushes of the year, partly because I designed them myself, but also because they are way, way better color-wise for me than anything else I own. So why would I, and there's so much variety among them. So why would I use something else when I have them? Like that's how it has been. Up until the point when I started getting the prototypes for those, my most used blush was Rhode Sleepy Girl, which does have a lot of pinky red in it compared to my Salt New York products, but is toned down enough that I was making it work, and also has a really pretty, just a really pretty glass skin finish. So there's that, but you know, it's the Salt New York collaboration all the way for me. Let's talk about lip color. So the same is true, right? For lip color, I've been using almost exclusively my colors from Salt New York on my lips. And for lips, it's where I really go outside of the light palette. There's another lip product that is like a smash hit for me, most used this year, and that's the Isamaya lip liner. Isamaya. I think I learned how to say it this year. The Isamaya lip liner in the shade Liberica. That is a beautiful, cool toned brown. That is a beautiful lip pencil. So almost every day for months now, I have been using Liberica to line my lips lightly and then filling in with one of my Salt New York colors. So today I lined my lips very lightly with Liberica. I wanted a more natural lip look today, so I filled it in with a thin layer of Waxwing. Literally, it's me every day. For a lipstick, like a heavy hitting true bullet lipstick that is out there, the NARS Explicit Lipstick in the shade Bewitched. I discovered it, I want to say around this time last year. It is a beautiful, rich chocolate brown. It's a little bit burgundy, kind of. That is beautiful. So if you want a shade like that though, I would look at the deep palette that Kiki and I designed, right? I would look at Corduroy or Temoku for a lip like that you could then also use on your cheeks. But if you're like going to Sephora physically and you're like, I want it to look like that, that is my most used, just like regular old lipstick from my lipstick drawer before the advent of the Salt New York collaboration. That was my most used this year. Lip balms, a category after my own heart. You know, I think actually lip balm like this, like liquid balm in a squeezy tube, is my most used category of lip product this year, right? I almost always am using one of these more than anything else. Although a lot of times I will be putting on my makeup, get to the end, and I'll choose one of the Salt New York shades and put a little color on my lips with it. And then a little later in the day, I'll apply one of these liquid lip balms because most of them are in my purses. Like they're down in my purses instead of being with my makeup. But they are how I'm sort of moisturizing and topping up my lips and my look throughout the day. So the winners are, the most used are the ones from Made and the ones from Edam. And I talked about these in my gift guide, right? I've been talking about them pretty recently. The ones from Made are a little bit thinner, have a slightly herbal scent. They're just a little bit more liquidy. They are a little bit more like skincare than they are like makeup in terms of the finish, right? The amount of pigment. And I find them ever so slightly easier to apply because they're slightly less thick. So because of all of those qualities, the Made lip balms have emerged as my tippy top favorites. The ones that I'm always like, when I look for one, I'm like, I hope that I find one of those. When I'm like looking through my bag, I'm like, oh, I need a liquid lip balm. I'm like, I hope I find one of the ones from Made. However, the Edam lip balm is like it's like the lip product of the century. It's a slightly exfoliating formula. So it's moisturizing, it treats the lips, but in a way that also slightly exfoliates them and softens them. It's really heavy duty skincare, but the ones that are pigmented also have a pretty hefty dose of pigment and look gorgeous. Like they look like a beautiful lip gloss. Like they look like gorgeous, gorgeous makeup. You know what I mean? So for some people, I think the Edam ones would be better because they're really, really good. I just like the slight ease of use, the lighter touch slightly of the ones from Made, which is very, very elegant. But the Edam lip balm, what is it even called? It has a name. It has they both have names and I didn't write down, but I'll put it, you'll see. Those Edam lip balms, a true serve. Like Edam really came out here and effed up the game this year with those. And I feel like if I was going to buy somebody a gift and it was just going to be one makeup product that launched this year, or like, I don't even know, it might have been last year, but if I was going to buy someone a gift and be like, this is the makeup product of the year, this is, if you're going to narrow it down, everything at Sephora, and you're going to just pick the one thing that's like the crown jewel, it's that. It's the Edam lip balm in lip softening balm, it's called, in the shade Boba Bounce. That's the one that I really love. It looks so good. It just looks so good. And the Made lip balms, let me tell you, Rhode Sleepy Girl, I bought myself. The Salt collab is PR. I mean, it's like I created it. You know what I mean? The Isamaya lip liner, I bought myself. NARS Explicit Lipstick, bought it myself. The Made lip balms, bought them myself. Edam lip balms, I have bought one myself and then got a couple of them in PR. Wow. Didn't realize when I made this list how much of it I bought myself. It shocks me, my friends. Oh, for the Made lip balm, the darkest shade, the dark brown is the one I like the most, but all of them are great. I don't actually have the one that's just a treatment, like day to night treatment. I don't have that one, but I have Vow and Reckon, I want to say it is, and they're both beautiful. Vow is more brown. It's not too orange like you would think it would be. It's like really, really wearable. Okay, let's talk about scent. Let's talk about scent briefly. My most worn perfumes of the year were the Vireo the 6th and Noise Only Human. So Vireo the 6th is I think of it as like a basil. I think of it as like a spiritual basil. I honestly don't know what else to tell you. It's comforting, but it's fresh in an herbal way that makes it warm, even though it's not a gourmand. It's not even remotely a gourmand. Beautiful scent, especially for like a recovering gourmand wearer. You know what I mean? And then Noise Only Human, to me, is a scent dupe of Vanille 33 by Le Labo. So I am a recovering gourmand wearer, but the gourmand, the vanilla that always suited me the best was like this extremely herbal, unusual vanilla from Le Labo, Vanille 33. That's what Only Human is. It's a vanilla that feels like it's not built of vanilla. It's a vanilla that doesn't feel like a gourmand. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's sweet, but it also is sort of addictive and spicy, like in an herbal way, even though it is undeniably a vanilla. And I really like it. It's a little bit, Only Human reminds me a little bit of my past self because I wore Vanille 33 for so many years, especially as a tango dancer. But when I use it, people often are like, wow, you really smell good. And it's still, I don't know. I'm sort of managing to reintegrate it without it being too reminiscent of my past. So we'll see where it goes from here. Briefly, I'd like to share with you my strong and passionate opinions about bath products, right? So we've moved through the day. We put on some makeup. We put on some lip balm. We put on some scent. We went around. We lived our best lives. We got to the end of the day. Now we're tired and sore and we need a bath in the bathtub. We need to take a bathy. This is what happens to me on many a day. I love a bath. I know a lot about a lot of bath products, and these, my friends, are the ones that I use the most this year. So I keep going back and repurchasing the higher dose bath salts. They have them at Sephora. I don't remember if that's where I originally got them. Maybe. They are these big, thick flakes of Epsom salt, like magnesium Epsom salt, mixed with a bunch of super intense, like essential oils that smell like camphor in a way that knocks you over onto your butt. It smells like you imagine like smelling salts would smell, like just so intense. It just feels so intense and therapeutic in a way that is different from other things that I've experienced. And it also smells kind of like mud to me, like healthy mud, but again, in a good way. Really, really good for relaxing the muscles. And I also really like the sensory experience of it. I think are a bit expensive, but I usually overdo it when I put bath salts in. And with these, I don't feel like I need to overdo it. Like I put in the recommended amount and they're powerful enough that it's enough for me, which is really saying something. So I really, really have continued to purchase and continue to love the higher dose bath salts. I am also a repeat purchaser of the bath bombs from Kush Queen, the CBD bath bombs. And I tend to stock up when they have a sale and then use them and then wait until they have a sale. I've used those a lot and continued to purchase them this year as well. So those are definitely my two most used. Kind of a honorable mention for the OC Malibu bath oil, the Vagus Nerve bath oil, because I used up the bottle that I had and then I haven't repurchased it, but I keep thinking about it because I remember it being a lot more genuinely therapeutic and effective than I expected, just like an oil in the bath water would be. Like I remember every time I took a bath with that, I came away feeling relaxed in my mind. I think I'm going to get it again. It wasn't my most used this year because I didn't replace it after I ran out of it. I just kept buying the ones from Higher Dose and Kush Queen. But I want it to be my most used next year, maybe. Okay, let's talk about facial cleanser. So there are two cleansers that I was impressed by. I guess I'm sharing with you my most used, right? So I'm going to tell you about these because I did use them a lot. The Drunk Elephant Bestie Jelly Cleanser. They sent it to me, a small one in PR, and I liked it enough that when I used it up, I bought it again. And I've been using it for a really long time. Like, I've been using it a lot this year. I think that what I like about it is that it provides the services of a balm cleanser, meaning it's like a first cleanse that removes makeup, but it's not thick and oily and balmy. It's more like a jelly. And I like that. It's lightweight, it's elegant, it removes makeup, it removes eye makeup, but it's not a balm. And so it just feels a little bit easier to use. It's just pretty easy to use. It works up into a little bit of a lather. It's lovely. It's easy to use. So it was a standby. Like, I got a big bottle of it and I've used it for a long time. It was a standby this year as a first cleanse. But I feel weird about mentioning it because it didn't exactly blow me out of the water, and I don't think I'll buy it again. It's just that I'm telling you what was my most used. It was definitely one of my most used cleansers this year. Another most used cleanser that I think I might feel kind of the same about is the one from Merit. Although I would buy the one from Merit. So Drunk Elephant, I did buy it. Merit, they sent it to me, and I'm almost finished with my bottle. It's a biphase cleanser, so it works as both a first cleanse and a second cleanse. And I really, really like that. Again, it's a first cleanse that's not oily or balmy, but that does remove makeup and does emulsify makeup. And I really like that. I like that about both of these. The one from Merit is also very skin softening. I feel like my skin really likes it, you know? So it's a great option. And I used it for most of this year, right? Since it came out, I've used it for a long time. And I think I've just alternated it with the one from Drunk Elephant because I like variety, and maybe partly because I didn't want to run out of the one from Merit, right? Because the one from Drunk Elephant's lasting like a really long time. But I could see myself buying that Merit cleanser in extremity, and I definitely did use it more than almost anything else cleanser-wise since it was released. However, way back in the day, like in the first part of this year before I tried out either of those cleansers for the first time, I had a very long-lasting bottle of the Rhode Pineapple Refresh Cleanser. I think that's what it's called. And that is not only one of my most used of the year because it was a huge bottle and a little bit goes an incredibly long way, and I used it all the way up. So not only is that true, but also I love that cleanser. I love it. I love how it's like gooey and lathers into such a creamy lather. Only the tiniest amount gives this huge amount of super creamy lather. It's so lovely. I love the way it looks and smells. I love everything about it. Rhode really sold itself to me this year, y'all. In spite of myself, I was such a naysayer. I love that cleanser. I'm feeling kind of lukewarm about the Merit and the one from Drunk Elephant because I've used them a lot. I'm using them all of this fall and winter. I've been using them, but I'm aware that there's this other cleanser on the market about which I'm actually passionate, and that I bought myself, the one from Rhode, and that I would buy myself again. And I think I'm like waiting for the one from Merit and the one from Drunk Elephant to be done so I can buy the one from Rhode again because I want it back. The lather is so lovely. It's so moisturizing. It's so effective. I just really, really like that cleanser from Rhode. And then I'm also going to mention Joe's favorite here because this is a category of product that he uses. The Youth to the People Kale Cleanser. I can't remember. I know it has kale in the name. Brightening Superfood. The Youth to the People Cleanser. The iconic Youth to the People Cleanser, right? Joe loves it. He loves it. And we ran out recently. He was like, can we get more of that? Luckily, we had another bottle. Youth to the People has sent that to me a couple of times. So that's where that came from. The Drunk Elephant I bought, Merit was PR, Rhode I bought, Youth to the People was PR. We also have that one in our shower because it's the one that Joe wants to keep using. Wow, I am really out of steam, y'all. I am ailing over here, but I have to. These are some of the most important categories. And I put a lot of products in the other categories. I don't know why, except for this one, masking, right? So like in the bath, using a mask on the face. I really like this acai moisturizing mask from Eminence that I got earlier this year. I had a couple Eminence masks and they're definitely like my most used masks of the year, but I'm kind of looking for recommendations for like masking in the bath. I used to really love the Glossier Moon mask. That was like one of my go-to masks. Maybe I should try that again if they still make it. It was like forever ago. That's kind of a deep cut. But what's like the best cream mask that you put on for like 20 minutes and then wash off? I feel like it's not a very popular category anymore. It's one of my favorite kinds of skincare because I like to take a bath. But I feel like it's not a very popular category anymore. You don't see brands coming out with them. You don't like hear about them in people's favorites. And I'm having they never come in PR for that reason. Like brands aren't trying to sell them, so they never come in PR. So if you're a masking person, then tell me which mask you like using, because I miss it. I miss having more masks in my life. Okay, let's talk about nighttime skincare. Right? Evening skincare, which is like, this is sort of the heavy hitter. And it's so interesting. Definitely the youth to the people skin drip. That same serum that I love using in the mornings, I love using in the evenings too. I love using that stuff right after I wash my face. So I wash my face in the evening. I usually put that stuff straight onto my skin, and then I'll layer some other things on top. I got back into using Sunday Riley Good Genes this year, which is like that lactic acid resurfacing serum. I stopped using retinol when I was pregnant and breastfeeding, and I haven't had the gumption to reintegrate it because it can make your skin a little dry to begin with. And I haven't felt like going through that. So I received some retinol products in PR. I just haven't taken up the reins again. I have just been using the lactic acid serum from Sunday Riley like a coward because it provides a lot of what I feel retinol provides, right? It helps with skin cell turnover. It helps like keep the skin smooth and resurfaced and slough off dead skin cells and all of that. My skin really loves lactic acid. I've always gotten along really well with Sunday Riley Good Genes. And for like an acidic treatment for the skin, that's the one that I've been depending on this year. And I think it was PR. I think that might have come in PR a while back. So I've tried a bunch of stuff. Right? I've tried a bunch of stuff, but I've sort of just moved among it and been like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. The other most consistently used nighttime skincare product that I bought myself a couple of times because I keep replacing my jar is the Youth to the People Dream Mask, the Superberry Dream Mask. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Superberry Dream Mask. Thick cream mask for sleeping, like a thick nighttime moisturizer that my skin loves. And it does have a nice citrus scent. It's seriously thick, but without being uncomfortably thick. Like it's not like slugging. It's not like a really oily, thick balm. Just a really thick moisturizer. A little bit goes a long way. It's enough of a presence on my skin that it locks in other skincare and locks in moisture overnight, and it makes my skin so soft. I just have become a real devotee this year. I bought it for myself and used it up. Then they sent me a jar in a random PR package partway through the year, and then I used that jar up and I repurchased it myself because I'm that dependent on it. I didn't realize I was, but it's like as soon as it was gone, I was like, where is it? Even though I have other products that are supposed to fill that role that I'm testing, I never quite felt like it was enough. I never felt like I had quite enough softening, moisturizing layer on my skin, no matter how many other products I tried, if I didn't have that Superberry Dream Mask as a last step in my routine. So I really, really, really grew fond of it and used it every night, like essentially every night for almost all of this year. Okay, last category, let's talk about body moisturizer. So historically, I have not liked putting lotion on my body because I don't like being cold. It was like a sensory thing. I was just like, ugh. After I get out of my cozy bath, the last thing I want is to put like cold lotion on my body and slather it all over and rub it in. However, I'm aging and my skin is dry, and I actually got to a point pretty recently where I was like, I just need to be moisturizing my whole body every day, no matter how it makes me feel in the moment. I just need to bite the bullet and do it, and I can just deal. I crossed the Rubicon, started moisturizing all of my skin with lotion, and it's actually fine. And an interesting couple of favorites have emerged from this, okay? So Sol de Janeiro launched a liquid lotion. So historically, they've had the Boom Boom Cream, which is that really thick lotion in a tub. It's so hard to use because you have to take the lid off, scoop it out. It's so thick. It does spread pretty well, but like I'm not getting out of the bath or shower and then moisturizing my whole body real quick with the Boom Boom Cream. It's a whole thing. It's like you have to pencil time in your schedule to apply the Boom Boom Cream because it's so thick and it requires like, I don't know, a focused attention that I cannot give right now. But there's like a Boom Boom Cream now in a pump bottle that's much more liquidy and it has the same scent. It's just as moisturizing. I mean, I guess it's not as thick, but it's better. It's way better for me. It soaks in faster. It's just a more lightweight lotion, but I think that the skincare ingredients are also still there. I love that stuff. That has made it so easy for me to moisturize my whole body with lotion because it's just this pump bottle and I'm just like pump, put it all over. I love it. I also really still love the OC Malibu body oil. An oil is a lot easier for me to stomach putting on my body than a lotion because it's not as cold. It's not like a pile of cold cream that you're putting onto your warm skin, you know? So the OC Malibu oil is lovely. It's quite stiff, you know? It's not as easy to spread as the more watery lotion from Sol de Janeiro, the Boom Boom Cream. So I tend to use it like if I've had a really big bath and shaved my legs and I'm feeling really relaxed and I have a lot of time and I just want to really, really moisturize my legs and then like put them straight into sleep leggings and just let them bake in moisturizing oil all night long, then I'll use the OC Malibu oil. And I did use it a lot this year for that purpose. But daily, like a daily body moisturizer, I'm using the one from Sol de Janeiro. Again, Joe's favorite, the Necessaire body lotion. He loves it so much. Again, Joe uses a lot of body lotion. So that's a category. When stuff comes in PR that's body lotion, I'm like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want to try this? Do you want to try that? And he always has strong opinions. And most recently, his strongest opinion emerged, which is all of this is subpar compared to the one from Necessaire. He's like, that's the only one that I've tried all year that I truly, truly liked, that I really, really want again. And he went and bought it. He bought himself a big pump bottle of the Necessaire body wash and a big pump bottle of the Necessaire body lotion in the Santal scent. And I am glad to be able to report that to you. The Santal scent from Necessaire, it's good. It's very spicy. It feels a little bit earthy for me. Like I prefer the sweetness of the Sol de Janeiro because it doesn't stick, right? It soaks in and kind of goes away. I've also started to associate the Santal smell from Necessaire with Joe. So I'm less compelled. That's a really good lotion though. The Necessaire body lotion. It's really good to skin and I'll definitely use it in a pinch if I run out of what else I'm using. It's really makes your skin feel really good. Maybe I should get my own from Necessaire, but in a different scent. I might do that actually when I run out of the one that I'm using now that I know how to use body lotion, now that I can handle it. But that's why that's Joe's and I'm not using it. It's mostly because of the scent, but it is a really good product. I gotta stop. My voice is gone. It's the end of me. My hair is weird. My lips are dry. My voice is gone. And the video's over. And it's the end of the day. Thank you for being here with me for this protracted, prolonged, prolific beauty favorites video. I would like to once again thank Amiro for sponsoring and for the mask. LED light in general is a real beauty favorite for me this year. And this mask in particular, the cream of the crop. So codes for that will be below. I will link everything down below. I feel like what we've all learned here today is that for a quality over quantity person, free stuff is not all it's cracked up to be. Because look at me, I'm over here and my most used products are almost all, not all, but like a lot, vast majority of things that I bought myself. It's like I know what I really want and the things I really want to really, really make use of. It isn't stuff. I'm randomly testing all this free stuff on the side, right? I'm always randomly testing all this free stuff. And then it is relatively rare in that it's like less usual that one of those free things ends up being the thing I want to use the most, like want to use more than the things that I've handpicked for myself. Selected for myself. I feel like that's what we've learned here today. It's really interesting. Having all the free stuff to test does make me a very informed consumer and reviewer. And I think that really helps this project and the project of this video. But it turns out what it informs me of is that the best of the best, like the things I really love and want to use the most and like the most, I really do truly know what they are. And I feel really strongly about them. And most of them are things that brands aren't sending to me. Okay, wild. I gotta go. I'm done. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. It's probably the end of the year by the time we've gotten this edited and we're managing to get it posted on YouTube. Happy New Year, my friends. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your business.